I wanted to be here.
Pretty good given the price that we're seeing. The second
Blood
point,
that
just
blood, blood red
keep
dress.
talking about this is the first inning. It's only going to grow from here. So that to me could read as maybe slightly negative for Nvidia, because if it's the first inning, Nvidia has that pie. To your point, the pie keeps growing, but now that pie is being shifted and everybody's taking slices. Even just like Rivian today, the fact that Rivian was creating their own AI chip and not going to use Nvidia, or even for Broadcom, one small point. Broadcom makes chips for Google. They make these TPUs. The problem is that Google's next iteration of that TPU is going to be more in-house. So that's actually could be a negative for Broadcom, and hats off to Semi-Analysis for putting that out in a research report just over the last 24 hours. But something to keep in mind when you're talking about this stuff maybe 12 months from now.
Only because you asked, what would I rather? Broadcom versus...
I did not, but go ahead.
I'm saying, I thought I heard it. I would go with Broadcom, despite the valuation. Dan said it was up 75%. NVIDIA's only up 35% year to date. Custom chips. That's where the puck is going. I think that's what's scaring NVIDIA, and I think that's where they're going to give up the volume. And to Christina's point, Rivian is a testament to where the puck is going. And I think NVIDIA has pulled a lot of rabbits out of the hat. I think they might be out of rabbits.
Well, I think it's interesting. We've been talking so long about the dynamic of custom chips entering into the fray, and all of a sudden with Gemini and the recent success of Gemini, have we talked really about the success of that TPU, which has been in the works for the past 10 years.
Yeah.
But all of a sudden it happened, and all of a sudden it's here, and all of a sudden NVIDIA is not responding well.
Yeah, and I think we're all making a point, but I'll clarify my point. I do think that
the people, the investors, are not responding well. NVIDIA is a company and a stock. The investors are individuals who are being swayed by the noise in the news of the market. The news of the market is still boils down to the thoughts and the particular way that certain individuals, as groups, as analysts, as groups in agreement or in contention against one another on which way that the market is going and how things are going to end up and who is going to control market share. One thing that I will say is I wouldn't ever doubt the Wong family. The family name that Jensen is from.
It's a much smaller name, and I know that they're out there and they're doing a lot of this stuff. But to me, same moment, we're all waiting. You gotta do this thing. You gotta make this happen. Otherwise, this whole AI trade really does come. I want to see crashing down.
The name that Jensen is born into is from Chinese nobility, Huang family.
Before Broadcom, what we saw was Microsoft was up by 1%. Meta caught a little bit, but still a little bit.
And
it's an interesting
they will be allowed to
today in terms of going into the AI
have their market share of China before it's all over. Don't believe the hype. NVIDIA will be allowed to sell chips to China before it's all over. Fast Money Live. My plans was to be in the audience. It's funny how God does things. My time to make my presence in New York is gonna come, and you know what I mean. My grandfather was from New York, Rockport Central, same place where Henry Hill. Henry Hill was a rat though, but Henry Hill was still a mafia legend, an Irish Sicilian, like my father, Irish Italian. My father was a true member though.
Structure of how this AI demand is going to be. I think this, we have maybe not
Indonesia.
right now on the show, but this really just
Shout out Indonesia. That's one place where I want to see Indonesia. I want to see the ancient temples in Indonesia that relate to Buddhism and Hinduism. I pray to God that one day I have enough money and I'm blessed with the opportunity to travel to Indonesia and Asia and Singapore and those countries that related to the Asiatic background that I come from, being Native American. You know,
after the company be talking about on estimates, we were also announcing that CEO Calvin McDonald will step down next month after more than 7 years at the helm. Corey Reagan's been dialed into the earnings call. Joins us here with the latest. Hey, Corey.
Melissa looking too fine.
That's what's really driving the shares higher here. It's really overshadowing the disappointing Q4 forecast, which kind of is getting worse when we're hearing the details on the call.
The market is going up. The market is going up. Don't believe the hype. Real Americans buying the stock market. Real investors buying the stock market. Don't doubt Jensen Wong. Don't doubt Nvidia. Nvidia is on sale. You'll believe the hype if you want to. You better know they loading up on Nvidia shares.
Duties in the interim as the company looks for a permanent successor. And then on the call near the topic, Donald said he and the board, quote, agreed that the timing is change as we near the end of our 5-year planned cycle. I'm incredibly proud of what we've accomplished together over the last 7 years. Lululemon is a very different and much stronger company today than when I first joined the organization in August of 2018. Now, Wall Street Journal is reporting separately, citing sources that Lululemon has recently tapped some advisors for a potential proxy campaign. Remember, he took out that
Ivan.
ad in October. It was titled Lululemon : in a no
Like and subscribe, y'all. I see 15 people profile numbers.
In terms of
Like and subscribe. Run them likes up, man. I'm supposed to. This is my weekend with my daughters. I fought so hard for the visitation with my daughters. Nothing is more important than that. As much as I was supposed to be in New York to be at this Fast Money Live event, I pray to God that Fast Money Live events happen more frequently. We should have Fast Money Live 5 times a year. That way I'll be able to get to a couple a year. And you understand, and God willing, I'll be able to go live, and that could be a feature of my channel, to be able to go live from Fast Money Live in the audience. You feel me? Andre Mastrini. Lululemon got Italian. You know, I believe in the Italians practice excellence, B, and La Famiglia. La Famiglia, io sono uomo d'amore.
That's kind of big. Court, thank you.
Courtney
Reagan.
Your
thoughts on the new CEO?
Yeah, so in his tenure there,
Karen
the stock has gone
Finnerman.
from like 125 to, I mean, it's 7 years though. So it's not whether the spring was going to be good or not. I don't think that it mattered. And I'm wondering, all right, who should they get? The first thing that popped into my mind was Richard Dixon from the Gap. Gap is smaller, but he's done a great job there.
When I want to know what's going on in financial market news, I go to CNBC. Native American trader and investor.
That's the first one I thought.
It's a plum job, though, at a terrible time. I mean, what we're just seeing out of the company, there's some relief here, even in these numbers, better than expected. But, and I would reference even some of the main points that Randy Connick from Jefferies, who's been on the show multiple times and has nailed this, although, you know, Lulu's had a nice rally off the bottom. But if you look at what's going on with gross margin, it's really falling apart. This newness dynamic is, on some level, and this is Randy's quote, something along the lines of ruining the aesthetic of the brand. That's a dynamic here that I think is something to think about. It's the ubiquity of Lulu you don't want at a time that Viore and Alo are still taking market share. So I don't think you're jumping in here. I think that the dynamics in terms of the core parts of the business, the competitive landscape, and the margin profile of the company.
Rain in the face.
The sentiment's been so bad. They're not getting better.
So
and they're not going to
Indian.
change anytime soon. Look at Nike on a change in CEO is not the answer.
We had a double bottom that we talked about. It happened over the summer. We flatlined from August into the fall, and now we're starting to elevate off that double bottom from March of 2020.
Our people had some raw ass names. Rain in the face. Imagine a motherfucker coming to get you. His name Rain in the face. Nigga, maybe he shed tears from when he was younger, from when the enemy, from when the whites killed his father or something. He been on a warpath ever since. Rain in the face, B.
I agree with you. There's definitely
Sitting
some
bull.
trouble here, but I think you get a great CEO. You wait for them to kitchen sink the quarter.
Cheap to itself.
What?
Gall.
Cheap to itself.
Keep to itself, true. And then it looks interesting. I mean, if you're the new CEO, why not? You got a
Gall.
free pass, do whatever you want.
I know who Gall is.
Kitchen sink.
When Guy Adami starts buying Lululemon,
Gall.
you have to wonder. I've been saying I wear the boxer briefs every day.
audience guy. Less about execution and more about style. I mean, isn't that what we're talking about?
I mean, just athleisure in general?
Well, and as their athleisure in general, you know, and Tim just said it, you wear the aloe, you know what I mean? But like, of course I do. Taste change. This is an aloe trend in the last few years, and we've been talking about how athleisure styles have changed.
Yeah.
But Ralph Lauren is the polar opposite of that. It's up 60%. And if you look at the Tim touched on it, it's the private brands that no one's talking about that are stealing all the thunder.
Coming up, Disney's blockbuster bet on AI, what its billion-dollar investment could mean for the entertainment industry. And Eli Lilly's latest obesity drug trial data shows more than just big-time weight loss, but could some smaller competitors be the stocks to buy now? The fans have some burning questions about the GLP-1 space, and we've got answers for them. More of this special night of Fast Money in 2 minutes.
South Dakota, Sioux Indians.
You can shop for anything on the internet, but there's only one place to get what you want. Sneakers, apparel, collectibles, and more. All the gifts you want.
Native Americans. And that's what I am. Not an African. I'm a Native American. You know what I mean? I'm a Native American, people. We still exist.
Good morning, stars. Good morning, air. Good morning, people everywhere.
6 doctors with PhDs.
Pay for whatever the day brings.
I, the undersigned, verified that the interpretation of the results is correct as reported.
What do you mean? Talk about climate change, or the economy, or of course, elections.
You can't find out what we should really expect to happen.
But of course you can.
Go to ICPR's forecast trader.
So yeah, I'm not an African American, I'm a Native American. Force me to be something other than what I am. I'm a trader, I'm an investor, I'm a record producer, I'm a performing artist, and I'm from St. Clair. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm saying? Same neighborhood Both Thugs and Harmony from. A dangerous area. But what's crazy is this is the original homeland of the Shawnee and the Delaware and the Mingo Iroquois and the Miamis and the Native American tribes that lived and hunted in the Ohio, Connecticut, Western Reserve, Northwestern Territory, Northeastern Territory. But this was the original Wild West. Let's stop playing. Fast Money Live, man. Damn, this is my weekend with my daughters. That's the only reason I'm not in New York. I love y'all. They are the reason that, part of the reason that I have been able to have success as a new trader. And I think I'm somewhat of prodigy. That's what I'm going to be. The first Native American trader, investor, dark-skinned Native American. You know what I'm talking about? Indigenous person from my original indigenous homelands, the Ohio frontiers, where my ancestors and my people roamed, Tecumseh and the Shawnee.
Hey, Mel, so Terraform
stop playing.
Founder and former fugitive Bill Klein has been sentenced to 15 years in prison for his role in the $40 billion collapse of the Terra USD stablecoin and Luna token back in 2022. It was one of the largest ever failures. The judge on an epic generational
he just
scale.
got time. Joints.
Klein's deception helped trigger the 2022 crypto winter and contributed to FTX's downfall. The sentencing also comes as the Trump administration faces scrutiny for easing crypto enforcement, including President Trump's October pardon of Binance founder Changpeng Zhao.
Made an example out there.
Thanks, Mackenzie Sagalos. Let's get to Disney announcing a $1 billion OpenAI today. The deal will allow copyrighted Disney characters to appear on the Sora AI video generator.
Go download the albums on all music platforms. Santorio Hector on Apple, Spotify, Amazon, Pandora, Tidal.
The deal will help Disney reach younger audiences.
but gives us an opportunity really to play a part in what is really a breathtaking growth in essentially AI and new forms of media and entertainment.
I need a new phone. My phone cracked if I can't.
I think this could help unlock some value of the IP. I mean, that's the story, and the ability also to generate some content and some videos. It's certainly great news for the creators of content out there. I mean, there's a dynamic here with AI that if it is enforced, whether this is, I don't know if it happened today or if it was recently, but Disney's got an IP infringement against Google, who is using their characters to train their large language model. So I think this is good news for IP everywhere, by the way. Yeah. I think this is good news for Disney. I think to the extent that this is their ante into being more involved in
Disney was 123 a share.
Yeah, I think it's good news.
Some months back. I made money off Disney. I like Disney. Disney is a legacy stock that I think will endure, and I can't wait to get some extra money to get back in. So the market won't open until I know when Mad Money comes on. I have to get back in here to my trading competition. Back to my competition. The market is closed. The futures market is closed for an hour. The new session will open at 6 o'clock.
It's also kind of circular, as what you pointed out.
Thursday night football. Am I gonna gamble? Probably.
Could pay us. Right. That was the way it's been happening everywhere these days.
Yes, exactly.
And it seems like
involved in a lot of them.
Yes, I fought hard to get my visitation with my daughter, so I won't miss any. And their mama better bring them, because if she don't, I'm telling the judge, especially if I miss my events in New York for nothing. I'm supposed to be in New York this weekend. My people mad at me. We're supposed to be in New York this weekend. My people really upset with me.
But they were clamoring for the Carter Braxton work, who, as you know, is sort of on the
Dos italianos, two Italians, dos italianos, Adami e Grasso and Adami.
2022, so you get a little momentum here in Disney, and I think that momentum can continue longer than people realize.
Well, you heard them back there. There is a live studio audience here tonight, and Guy, in fact, is going to head back to them. They've got a boatload of burning questions for us among the topics. Eli Lilly, AI, hyperscalers, a burrito blowout.
Uh-oh, Italian about to go get questions.
Right after this.
Guy walk like a confident Italian, don't he? Yeah. Adami. Look, they got Cnbc live audience, man. Investors, people who trade the market just like you and me.
Hey, vacation next week.
Damn, I'm supposed to be in New York. Nueva York. A salud. Toast to CNBC, Fast Money, Mad Money, CNBC, Market News, man. They help successful traders be more successful. And they help investors, new and old, find their way.
7 years next month. Thanks for the hard work.
I want Paycom's demand.
Download my album, Santorio Hector, on all music platforms.